The show is called The Never Settle Show. The whole idea of the show is to have interviews and segments and guests that really help people break out of their shell, build more confidence, pursue your passions, maximize your human potential, start that business, turn that side gig into a real thing. So it's really focused on kind of like that niche, that audience. It's a talk show format, shot in New York City with about 50 people in an in-studio audience. The reason why we ended up doing this through Facebook Live and shooting it this way is because we shot a pilot like most TV shows or most content creators will do. Go out and try to pitch the pilot. Yeah, you can see the audience right there. That's a great shot. Go out and pitch the audience. Go out and pitch networks. And I'm a guy that's on the Today Show, and the execs would still say to me, Mario, we love you, but we don't really get this idea. We don't understand how you're going to do real time. You're saying you're going to do real time social media. So people that are watching on their devices are going to be able to comment in your show while your show is happening, and then you're telling me while you're having a conversation with your guest or with Daymond John, you're going to be able to take that information and incorporate it into the actual live show. This isn't pre-taped. This isn't post-edited. How are you even making sure that the content's not going to come in with a bunch of F-bombs and all these other inappropriate things? And they just had no clue as to the level of the innovation that's happening. This is going back a year and a half ago. So this show just wrapped up for 6 weeks last Wednesday. So that's when we decided, okay, we're going to put it in our own hands, and we decided with Facebook Live. So at that point, then you start looking at distribution. And for those of you that do not know, Facebook Live gives you an immense opportunity for huge distribution. So forget about your page. If you don't have the following, then what you want to do is align your content with a page that has the following. So what we did is we aligned with Entrepreneur Magazine. Just made the most sense. They got it right away. It was no-brainer. And they had about 3.5 million people on their Facebook page. Well, if you could stop there, but you shouldn't. What you should do then is find other Facebook pages and other distribution points that can also pick up the show. Now, whether you share that from the main show or whether you distribute it natively so that it appears, the point is you have Facebook distribution at your hands now, so you can create your own ad hoc distribution model to really get massive scale and reach. And then the interactive piece that we were doing is we would take your comments inside the Facebook chat and actually put those on air. So we could not only do lower thirds and graphics with that stuff on the fly, but we could also do live voting. So you could actually give keywords with hashtags and then actually have people vote. And so what we ended up doing in some portions of the show is actually telling people,
monetization.
Sorry.
Skip that. Some of the things that we would actually do in the show is say, what do you want to see next?
Yeah, you could say, yeah.
Like we literally ask people, what do you want to see next? So what does that mean from a
production
workflow?
nightmare?
Yeah, the production
But you now have a body that's doing nothing but producing that aspect, right?
So we would give you 3 choices. Maybe one's on tape, and that's what everyone in the production was hoping
Please,
for.
God.
Tape. But then what gets picked is the conga line. And so now I got to go out and do this damn conga line. And they're like, follow them and get the steady on them. And so it's real time, and the people are shaping that. And we even took it a step further really quickly. Before we even started the show, we really tried to do an open source model to this. I appear in a lot of talk shows, Steve Harvey, Rachel Ray, a lot of them. And all of them are great for what they do, but the model has been the same model for years, and it has not had any innovation. So I wanted to just disrupt the whole thing and do everything opposite. So when you come to our show, you actually step on a red carpet, and there's a step and repeat. There's a whole hour of networking and wine tasting and vendors there that happen. We treat the audience like the VIPs, not just the guest. And so that's a difference. And the other big difference is we crowd produced it. So even before the show started, we would ask people, what are the topics you want to see on this show? So we would live stream our crowd producing meetings, and strangers across the country would actually tune in and feel like they had a seat at the editorial desk. And that just doesn't happen in TV. People don't want to relinquish that control. But we found out and learned so much through that, and we had a ton of advocates that were already with us before the show even hit episode 1.